Christmas. This is hilarious. Oh, goody. Okay, awesome. Ah, la 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 la. Oh boy, InShalla and Ashe. Welcome to the Wisdom of Wednesday. I've been having some thunderstorms here. I think the thunder beings, the gods in the clouds, are a little upset, emotionally upset. So, how was yesterday? Did you summon up some inner peace? Were you more compassionate with yourself, more than usual, or into the night, having a spiritual intervention, maybe? The magic of being in a dream state, epiphanies, and those aha moments, maybe an emotional release. So, being that the bubbling spring of the new moon is cascading, bubbling in, if you know what I'm talking about, did you initiate an otherworldly narrative within yourself? Are you tuning into your feelings first? So my intuition was on fire wizarding, being a wizard, a wizard with words, wordsmithing, opening up the channels of intuition to the emotional frequencies, to the crown, to the sacral, just collaborating. And often I find intuition comes with a feeling as a starting point, a sensation, just having an organic nature, natural connection, feeling the feels, and granting access to hear my higher self, my Sira, through visions and stuff like that. So you may be having a feeling or hearing the sounds of the universe echoing, amplifying like your own internal sound system, a connection. It could be color, it could be voices, it could be sounds, beings, just connecting or verbally hearing them speak to you. Could be an ancestor, a guardian of your galaxy, a gatekeeper. So listen to voices of the other world as a barometer, just leading you to release the past and any and all negative feelings, be more compassionate to ourselves, and just imagine being held in the arms, the comforts of source, that connectedness, being connected. It's totally a different feeling, a sensation, and just being heart-centric as our emotions are literally like waving bye-bye. So new feelings can be streaming in, just making room for the feelings that are inspirited, if you will, by spirit. So welcome to the Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host, a practicing holistic shaman and medium, otherworldly life coach, a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic Sha'Medium, which is just blending all of that. My intention is to utilize the power, the wisdom of the indigenous ways, the technologies, the elemental realms, our original divine blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realm of the elementals, connecting with an elemental, the elemental highway into what I call the imaginal realm through our shamanic portal, or my shamanic portal. So this is like the cosmos, the subtle energies, elements, elemental beings. But I prefer offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to really add to the juice of your personal container, your personal medicine, your inner genius, just assisting you in navigating that prime directive, your personal medicine, the star that I believe we all are, and really introducing you to the magical being that is inside of us. So our starlight can shine even brighter. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. I'm having a little energetic hiccup this morning. I'm not kidding. The thunder gods, rain showers. I think someone's pissed in the other world, just saying that out loud. But did anybody have any otherworldly dreams or connections or insights? I had an interesting one. I'll just say it. I actually was at a rally in my dream space, appearing like a rally, like at a capitol, say a capitol building or a government building or something like that, somewhere in the ethers. But I was just telling everyone to leave the chaos in the drama. Say nothing, sit in silence, no conversation whatsoever. And then there was actually a voting ballot, if you will. It was a voting ballot, and on my ballot, I just marked big X's on every square there, on every person. I wasn't picking anyone because it's disentangling. We're not choosing any side. We're being neutral, the silence. The silence is so much more powerful than the chaos that's disrupting the field. So when we come from the heart, the center of our heart, streaming compassion into our inner world, the drama and the chaos of the outer world begins to disappear and dissipate. Another funny message I've been getting streaming in for the last few days is herbs, going to the origin, the original cell. It's not that our voices aren't heard, but they're heard in otherworldly ways. Listening to the sounds of silence and connecting to the world of spirit creator, we then begin to channel what starts as a feeling bubbling up coming from the channel of the spirit world, our higher self, our guides, our Sira, our guardians, our subconscious, even the memories that are in our bones. So dreams, the realms of dreams, our memories, a divine connection to our soul's memoirs, if you will. Spending time in authentic nature, listening to the sounds of nature. If you're not able to get out into nature, listen on your device. And in doing so, it will enable us to separate the now, being in the present, from what has been in the past, the rearview mirror, even other dimensions and realms. So, do you have a spiritual or an otherworldly practice, rituals to connect to the other world, to converse, if you will, to your higher self? And once we feel the connection, giving time and space to those feelings that are streaming through in our chalice, these emotions that are like microchip hints about our inner relationships that we have within ourselves in our personal chalice. And just knowing authentically that we have an opportunity to release, to let go of those memoirs, the memoirs of our past, the emotional karma, especially the kind that creates a sensation of being emotionally bankrupt. Karma is something we often have difficulty releasing. We have a hard time getting the memo on, the energetic hiccups. But once we collaborate with the waves of these emotions, the ebb and the flow of them, grasping the mysteries of their language, what they mean, along with what their message and purpose is in that moment in our container, then we're ready to release them authentically, and allowing spirit through divine intervention show us a new feeling about being who we authentically are. So is there a memoir in your chalice, a history point that's pointing you down the path, showing you an emblem of how you've always felt about who you are inside of yourself? I would meditate in solitude if you can, solicit your inner solitude, give time and space to forgive and forget, and just release feelings that are bubbling up in your heart's chalice. Sending them out into the airwaves of the cosmos, streaming in the memoirs of spirit, our personal streams and our universal streams. That's a divine intervention connection, feeling the way source feels about us. It's a different way of feeling inside when we're streaming that in. So if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Authentically Heartfelt, please do. Again, Tonya D. You can find all things Tonya D. But hit the bell button so you're notified. And also remember, commenting and sharing. I will pull a message for you today, and possibly for the weekend, just to get you on your way. So that really assists with the algorithm, echoing my voice out to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe that need some otherworldly coaching, and who also, might muse about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, the world of nature, source, the beings that are otherworldly, and really just connecting with that dimension. You can also find me on other social platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and of course my Musing with the podcast. A new one will be released on Monday. And if your soul does wish to dive deeper into the realms of the other world, do head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky where you have some amazing options to assist you, to guide you. I really am your shamanic assistant elementally. You are your own healer. So just a few announcements. If you are new to my show, this Sunday is my meditation circle, streaming in at 10 a.m. Mountain. You can register at tonyad.tv. My otherworldly coaching is also a one-on-one. It's done on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays through Zoom. If you feel the need or the call to have a one-on-one and otherworldly perspective. I actually did a ritual, a water ritual, like a blessing bowl. I talked about that a little yesterday. But utilizing water as the conduit, I usually do fire, but I felt the waters, being called to the waters for reconciliation and clarity, and also being grateful, putting energy into the water. So with that, me and my crazy. Welcome to my crazy. Secrets of the Other World, it's counting down. The Friday, the offer actually switches. So just a little muse there, quick little snippet as we count down. So who do you see here? What resonates? Lapis, a lapis stone. We have air, or a mineral. The green stones are minerals of the earth. Today, I'm actually going to go with the Fae, the otherworldly beings. So go ahead and comment what you're going with. I kind of have mine already before I started the journey this morning. Little energetic hiccups myself, but on the elemental highway, we have a Yin Water Ox, a Gui Chou. Comment your option for the message of your day as well. But Yin water, the dew, the mist, the soft rains, and the thunder gods apparently today. But our day is weak. It's being steamed away dry. Metal is weak as well. And our day needs support, all the support it can get to survive this hot environment. Metal, yin or yang metal, is going to make our day stronger, producing water, and it's also going to counterbalance the heat, if you will. Even though we do have water on the year, but the tiger is still feeding our season, if you will, assisting, right? So the water on the year is assisting, countering the fire to balance it, and providing support for our very weak day. Mineral. So I'm going to go with mineral. Speaking the air of truth, you know, our global god, if you will, is the networker. So this is something that's social, chatty, somebody who talks really fast, influencers, people who gain a lot of followers. They also have the leadership abilities, which come through their ability to connect with people one-on-one, having the ability to mingle with different, all kinds of people from different social circles or places all over the world, higher, lower, middle in the world, otherworldly, all the things. The opposing side, though, is this person may be what do you call it? A tighty-whitey? I don't know. Something like that. Somebody who has a hard time managing their money, even. Addictions, probably using lies to deceive people. Metal frequency, actually. But the original talent of this super god, the networker, is the competitor, being competitive. So some ideas here. Robert Downey Jr., Jason Momoa, Bette Midler, and Eminem, actually, to name a few. So comment your choice. Did you see lapis? Did you see mineral? Let me pull those up again. Lapis, mineral, or air, the dandelion floating in the air. So here we go. Ding, ding, ding. If you chose air, you get Nellis the alchemist. Nellis is part of the fairy guides and the guardians. These are the ones who literally devote not just time, but also energy to directly guiding humans as we develop and understand and learn our special talents and gifts, our own natural magic, our personal medicine, our inner genius, if you will. But they assist us to become more than we already are by exploring our potentials and transcending those self-imposed limitations and our fears. So these are the ones who help us to discover the joys of living more harmoniously with nature, with each other, and also with them, connecting with the Fae. So every day is an otherworldly affair with these beings. Every denizen fairy has their own way of assisting the worlds, ours, theirs, and anything in between, moving towards greater harmony. And we as well, hopefully, are doing that in our own way. But the 27, that is literally the energy of today. What we feel and spirit. Spirit is the 7, 2 is our feelings, is the moon. So we have Neptune, the moon, spirit, and Pisces, Cancer energy, which is literally, I'm not kidding, the energy of this moon up on this day. So when we connect with our feelings and our chalice with our spirit as our prime directive, then we have the ability to act in a spiritual feeling kind of way. Our feelings are spirit before acting, right? You're in the neutrality, you're in the zone of spirit, feeling spirit to take an inspirited action with the feels. But Nellis is transformation, inner transformation. It's irrevocable change. It's in the realms of the Fae, and sometimes in our world, alchemy is the study and also the practice of transforming the soul from the lead, if you will, of primitive conditioned reactions to the gold of the spiritual practical attainments, the virtues, in a way. So Nellis is the mistress of these alchemical arts, but she also understands that daily life is a spiritual exercise. So really, this card does recognize with our day, and she recognizes that transformation may take place from the inside out or from the outside in, inner world, outer world, of the world, not in it, in the world, not of it. So when things are struck or stuck even in movements impossible, you're dammed up, she waves her Rowan wand firmly and things happen in ourselves and also in the world. Sometimes things just cannot move without readjustments, perhaps even a radical realignment or a radical ritual even. So you may feel, or we may feel, that we should be able to bring our plans to fruition, but we may be aiming at the impossible or maybe at the very least the inappropriate. So it's part of the impossibility or an appropriateness that may be the results of our own attitudes, beliefs, our behaviors, streaming in, or part of it may be circumstances in the world, things that are beyond our control. So often inner transformation is required in order to achieve what we wish for in our outer world. It starts on the inside, just as on the opposing side, changes in the outer world often elicit inner transformation in our inner world. Personal inner change, it's the truest transformation of all, the all. And in the long run, if you're going to run down the field, it's the only change that authentically really matters. So Nellis is here to point out the path that we can follow, but she does not lead us by the hand streaming along. She may give us a nudge if we seem to actually need it. So if you concentrate very hard, you can get to the bottom of the problem. But being that Nellis herself is otherworldly today, streaming in from the other world, we may be getting in her way as she's doing her work. So to put it bluntly, sometimes we are the main obstacle in our own path, right? The forces of adversity. So it may be necessary to transform our attitudes, our behaviors, and she's going to be the first to approach us with tact and a kind fairy warning, if you will, pointing out an alternate path on the crossroads that we might try. So at this point, it would be well to begin actively cooperating with her energy of this alchemical transformation, like the magic on the other side, right? That's quite a hefty fairy wand, you know, that she's carrying and a job to do. And it's not just for decoration. And you can ask her about that, but you'll probably get an otherworldly, outrageously grin and a reply. So fairies hide what we want and reveal what we need. That's kind of one of their gifts of their magic, seeing things differently through different eyes. So I don't know who chose that, but we've got the Fae. Okay, who chose the beautiful stones, the green mineral stones there? This is Ibe the Retriever. Kind of reminds me of my golden retriever, just saying that. Part of the ancestor world now, but he's part of the helpline troop. This means that help is on its way. These are, I mean, I love all the Fae, let's be real. But these are the wee folk, the Fae. They're large, they're small. They assist us in our everyday lives. They do sometimes add a little bit more confusion, only in an effort to be helpful. I think they were streaming in this morning as my day was getting going. But these are the Fae that are associated with the elemental realms, all of the elements in the cosmos and in our world and beyond. If you're part of the Rising of the Origins, I talked about all of the elementals and a lot more from an otherworldly perspective. But sometimes they work alone, sometimes they work in groups. But they're absolutely willing to meet us anywhere, but they like to remind us that they really like to play and they prefer to be out in nature, in the natural world, the organic world, practicing kind of the origins of natural magic. But Ibe the Retriever, this is the office of unclaimed property. It's our hopes, our wishes, loyalty. Sometimes you're going to find that when you can't find something, say your keys anywhere, he actually thinks it would be a great idea to our own benefit to be more organized and tidy. So this is hilarious because I've been cleaning my cosmic cosmos for quite some time. So I find it curious that he showed up. But he smears what's not quite visible juice on all things that are out of place. It's like the nectar of the gods. But he also encourages the resident cats to also hide things. And cats, they're remarkable. I mean, they're willing. They do cooperate with these little bits of fairy juices and helpfulness, by the way. Then we have to hunt and hunt and hunt and search to find them. But Ibe hopes that we shall be more organized the next time. So you may have encountered him in disguise, by the way. When he has done something like this, you may observe that he looks at us like, who, me? So keep your eye on him and whatever isn't nailed down. And if you scold or contradict him, his messages, he just gets huffy and insists on having his own way either way. So this sort of busybody helpfulness is just one of his tasks. However, he also has more important things to do as well. He is the protector. He retrieves, he safeguards our lost hopes, forgotten dreams, and even our mislaid keys, if you will. So he holds the seeds of our future, our potential futures, the unlimited possibilities of our futures. He holds them carefully. He's delicate until we're ready for their return. So sometimes we don't think we are ready for them, or we have given up hope altogether. Somebody commented hope the other day, and then we may rearrange ourselves for reminders, just for ourselves, events, people in our lives that bring back memories of our past, our hopes and our dreams. And when this happens, we really need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them, bring them into reality. So he's trying to remind us of something that we've lost, a hope perhaps, or a dream maybe, a wish. So you may have thought it gone forever, streaming through the tidal waves, but he's holding it out for us for reconsideration. So he thinks that you can do something with it now. It's a message of doing it the way we may not be obvious to, but he's clever, and he's actually sent the path, a potential opening for bringing this into your life. Sometimes he may be saying that a long-awaited dream is actually at last arriving on the scene, on the stage, and there's nothing we need to do but literally open up our hearts. We deserve it, and open up our mind to it. Focus on the potentials. However, we usually have to work for it. And he has another attribute of loyalty, an aspect. So, are you being loyal to yourself? And being that it's card 41, this is like knowing where we belong in our heart, or like our heart does know where we belong, and we do not belong within ourselves and in the outer world. And when we do know where we belong and where we do not belong, then our mind focuses on our true gift, our true talent, and nothing gets in the way. The mind is, it's got potentials. And being mindful of what our heart already knows to be true. Kind of curious and interesting there. Okay, who chose Sylvia? Lapis. I almost messed that up. Lapis and Sylvanus. You get Sylvanus. Sylvanus is, and I love that name. If I was ever to name a child, I think I'd go with that. Sylvanus. It's like Sylvia with us on it. Sylvius. Part of the fairy guides and the guardians of the realm. But this is truth, cutting through deception, finding clarity, the mask of truth, true dreaming, authentic dreaming. So Sylvanus, who holds the mask of truth, if you will, is the lord of the woodlands. He's got a crown of antler branches, which signifies authority. So he's presenting the mask to us, supported by the fairy of aspiration, who's also in the card, and welcoming us to our own potential, our true potential, our authentic potentials. So we wear the mask to look inward, seeing our true selves, not our false and fearful selves, being the being of light that we truly are, the star that we are, what we have the potential to be. So it becomes very difficult for us to make excuses and blame others for our failures and our fears once we have seen what we could be if we were willing. Like, what? In fact, we already are, but we are not quite living up to that frequency. So I thought it was very odd that there is a mask of truth, but it does make sense. And it does seem to me that we use masks to hide truth rather than to reveal truth. So this message is assuring us that, oh no, that's not true. First we put the mask on, and then we hide, and then we take it off to reveal the truth. So this is very otherworldly-like, very fairy-like. So you may see, but not sure you want to see that either. Besides, our face is not our truth. Sometimes faces need to be hidden, so truth could be seen, right? Authenticity. Or sometimes we need to make a crack in our consciousness, an aha moment, if you will, like aha, in order to see the truth that we've often been blind to. And from before time, before we were born, people have been projecting their ideas, hopes, fears, confusions, delusions on us. And as we grow up, we accept these many of these untrue projections as our reality. It reminds me of Game of Thrones, the many faces. So some of them are partly false and partly true pictures of who we are. There's also a fairy called Kundrin. He's holding the mini sacred sword, mini meaning small, of fairyland, the land of the fae. This one has been forged long ago by mysterious little dwarfs, and it's laid across a cliff, if you will, of the other world as a bridge to the land of the Fae. So the two edges of the sword symbolize the union of our world, humanity, and the world of the Fae, the otherworldlies. And it's a union of the outer world of nature and the inner world of our psyche. So it's sort of like clear cutting, understanding, having a sharp perception. But once we cross into the land of the Fae, it becomes the sword of courage and of noble service. But being that Sylvanus is otherworldly, Sylvanus Conundrum and the Fairy of Inspiration or Aspiration have gained up on us, and they're creating cracks in our ideas about ourselves so that the light of truth may shine in. So it's like mirrors jump out at us with unexpected reflections. The trick is learning to distinguish the distortions, the reflections of other people's masks of untruth from a clear reflection of the mask of truth, if that makes sense. So being aware of the reflections, and hang on one second. Hi. Okay, maybe I did. Oh, this is a great deal. I'll get to what I'm just musing on right now. But just being aware of the reflections that we cast upon others and look within for our own authentic truth. So whenever anyone says, oh, you are so blah, 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 blankety, blankety, blank, just stop and ask yourself if this is authentically really true. It might just be their stuff, they're projecting, and it has nothing to do with you at all. So this is message number, hang on, I'm having a little glitch in my mainframe again. Oh, I just saw you. Where did you go? Oh, 34. Good Lord. I'm having a moment. So this is card number 34. So this is believing in our heart, our chalice, believing where we belong. Where does my heart believe I belong? And when we have this inner belief of knowing where we belong, we then connect with our spiritual acumen, in being inspirited. So it elevates to spirit. The 3 and the 4 add to the 7. So the 3 is Jupiter, which is in Aries right now, taking action. And the 4, Uranus, is in Taurus. So this is manifesting this belonging in the physical world and acting on a belief with integrity, and taking it like to the spiritual altar, if you will. So with the tides of our spiritual emotions online, seriously, we're still in the season of the moon doing her thing. The emotions are online, the mineral, the asset of metal, speaking our truths, spiritual and otherwise. So the crown, the sound seat of the crown, the sound of the sacral, the harmonics inside of us. I often see this through having one energetic center that holds all the frequencies of every energetic channel in one seed space, if you will, if that makes any sense. But the seed sounds are actually in the show notes, by the way, if you're curious what they are. But I would affirm that I'm feeling my spiritual emotions today, being led or alchemize them in a way, a new way of feeling. It's like I am feeling spirit streaming in a new lens of emotions and trusting the universe to be the light that guides you, not the subscriptions of the illusion of man, the laws of man. They're really disrupting the channels of spirit. That's just what I saw in my dream space, just a little muse out loud there. And with that, always grateful for my listeners. Thank you for tuning in. And if I have changed your day in any way, please share, like, and comment, and just echo it out into the multiverse. And thanks for tuning in. I know I had an energetic hiccup this morning, but InShalla and Ashe, blessings to you. And I'll see you on the other side, as always.